I just had to. Welcome to Center of Light.
Access granted.
Go where no man has gone before.
Welcome, Center of Light. Hello, everyone. Let's see who's here. Jeff Toberman's in the house on the YouTubeage. If you are on YouTube at any moment, say hi. Jeff, what's up, brud? Rena, hi, Rena. Bruce, Allison, Kelly. Robert says he's sanctified, y'all. Jack Brewer, Tiffany Bramble, LaDonna. I gotta make a little post. Oh, that's not it. So I don't get a copyright slap. Charlie Eves, what's up, bro? Ham sandwich. So everyone, I just made a post into the forum. Please check those links out. Those links are important to my livelihood, the livelihood of Center of Light, radio, TV, whatever you want to call this thing. The first link is for a calendar. I'm booking 30-minute sessions for guidance. I don't want to call it readings, guidance, nudging, grabbing you, pulling you, pushing you. Check it out. Just go at least check it out. You book some time, it's just one click, boom. Find your date, your time, boom, done. I'm in it to win it. I'm in it for real. God is not Sunday. Unless every day's Sunday. Right now, Sunday, 9 o'clock in the morning, somebody just got on the pulpit, so to speak. It's okay, it's great if you're moving into it as often as possible, because we're all aspiring. We want to be there as much as we can think about it. But that's just not it anymore. You got to be there. You just have to play the game. Now it's time to play the game, play the game, play the game. Center of Light Altar is tonight's show. Center of Light Altar. That which is sacred. And nothing is excluded. That's the magic. Use the force, Luke. It's all around you. The altar. It starts by one of these things. And one of those things. That's the intention, right? And it's a beautiful one. I have pictures of a book by Satya Sai Baba about his life called Love is My Form. Pictures of my son. Pictures of that which is important to me. Powerful to me. You can put flowers on it. You have a favorite flower. Favorite deity. Picture of your grandmother. All of those things. And it becomes your ambiance of your life. So Center of Light Altar. But it also alters you and everything about you. Even it may start by creating it, which is a beautiful thing. Putting that which is absolutely important to you on it. And then the second step would be that every time you see your altar, you become altered. And then next thing you know, you wake up in the morning, you see your altar, it puts you in a space. And that space becomes your ambiance, the theme song of your life. That's what we're speaking about today. To everyone. I'm inviting you to help me as I help you, as we help we. Hello, June. Let me try this. Here we go. June. Sanatastasia. Sanatastasia. Is that right? Is that right, June? Adana, Danielle from Quebec. What's up, Beth? All right, I think I covered everybody thus far. Share this to you all. Why not? If you have not signed up for Center of Light on YouTube, I'm asking you, please. I'm stretching my work into different areas. I want to move all of it to my channel. Very simple. Go to YouTube. Subscribe. That's it. just subscribe. Center of Light Radio on YouTube, or you can look up youtube.com/Center of Light Radio. And if you don't have a channel, a page, it takes your email, how old you are, where you live, you're above 18, go. That's all you got to do. You can help me out greatly by doing that. Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, Homecoming, my new release coming out July 31st, 2020. I'm going to start pushing really heavily. I need you on board. It'd be great. We're all in this together. We. So, hi, Leslie. Thank you, June. She says, good to see you on YouTube. Well, I got these things, so yeah, that's lovely. I really love it. I love the feel, love the way it looks. It's my altar. I feel altered, or in an altered state of consciousness when I do this thing. This is like you. You might be a gardener. You have a green thumb. It alters you. You may like to... I had this one lady one time contact. She goes, Keith, I love pulling weeds. Can I come over to pull your weeds? I said, how much it cost me? She goes, I'll do it for free. She loved pulling weeds. She simply just loved pulling weeds. That may be your thing. You might like dancing, but it puts you into an altered state. So what you do is, if you like dancing, put pictures, or theme your feng shui yourself by feng shuiing and altering yourself and putting an altar or feng shui your house, decorate your house with the theme that you're most passionate about in your life. If it's gardening, find some beautiful pictures of some, whatever. Just theme your house. Obviously, mine is themed in a certain way, geared toward what we call spirituality. But there's nothing that's not spiritual. So your altar may be the garden. Your altar may be the dance floor. Your altar may be cooking. I love cooking. I love to cook. Some people have all the pots and pans they need hanging above a gas stove. A real cook does not use electric at all. It just ain't quick enough. So they have all the pots hanging and pans hanging above their stove, and their house is laid out, the kitchen is laid out in a fashion to honor that sacred self, the holy self. Holy. The word holy represents wholeness. That which makes me feel like I am in my wholeness is what is holy, what is sacred, what is where you dwell from your essence, from your base. I'm going to have some water. I want to say hi to my brother Robert. So I am going to... June said, and I appreciate that input. June says, for me, the stream is better on YouTube. I am froze on Facebook. Switching over now. Let me see what's happening in the room. It's okay for me. I'm not sure for you, June, if it's just a lack of conversation between your device and Facebook. Sometimes things get a little this or that. So I understand. But also, everyone, hello, Ricky Vito. I am going to get out of... I love conspiracy theory. It's one of those things I like to do. Oh, my light must have been left on. So it needs to recharge. Welcome to Center of Light. Center of Light. We need to become like this globe, this sphere. Clear-minded clarity. So that when we push our divine fire into it, I love this. This is gorgeous. It's able to amplify, let that amp fly, to amplify and express itself outward. We do that all the time anyway. We're just not, or have not been, clear. This can be likened, let's just say for this can be likened to a particle of God. It's a particle. It's a sphere. God is everywhere. So omnipresent. You can bet God is clear. Absolute divine clarity. So analogously, likewise, this is a perfect representation, by definition, visual stimulus. It's altering me by doing so, because it's now becomes an altar, and I'm being altered by it because I'm allowing myself to explore my imagination made in the image of God and the likeness of what this is for me and could mean for me. So we can call this a particle of God. But that's not really the whole truth. The whole truth is that in and of itself is God, because everything is a hologram. Everything contains the divine. Are we conscious containers of the divine, is what the question becomes. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Bella. I love your name, Bella Dreamshade. That's just gorgeous. Barbara Brown's got a nice ring. Anna Yoga. Yeah, I mean, all these gorgeous names. Robert Harrison. All right, boy, let me tell you something. What's up, Ben? Parvar? So this globe represents God. That which is pure, spherical, has to be. I can prove it. The single most minute point of anything is the core of creation. But yet, on a scale that we don't understand, so infinitely small, and it never stops. So the point is, from this point of pure consciousness, God, outward it expresses everything that gives life, has given life, and will forever give life and sustain all of creation. We are the creators, so to speak, but not really. We are putting a filter in front of that which is pure, that which is clear, that which is absolutely aware and perfect with itself, just happy with itself, doesn't complain, it just is. It's just being simply being itself. So our best ploy in this time we're living in is to be that. Just to be that. How to do that becomes the question. How do we do that? No one can tell you how. I mean, no one can show you. Someone can even tell you how. This is the purpose of an altar, is to find those things that alter your being into a higher vibration, which is needed at this time. You want to know the game right now to be in, to play it to the max, to where you're never late for a party, so to speak? One is to be of service. Right now's the time to get in there and help other people however you can, as much as you can. Your vibration will lift. Like that. Poof. Service is of the highest calling. And so the other is to be clear. To be clear. To understand that what is happening is going to require the all of you. All of you. Absolute involvement. Absolute involvement. When you intend to be altered from within, that which around you, not only does it become your altar because you're always in a state of grace to that which is around you, because you are personifying grace in that very moment. you begin to change the structure of the entire matrix, the entire world, simply by you not participating in the noise. As I was going to say a little earlier, I am getting out of the noise. I don't care about the coronavirus. I am cautious. I'm glad people sending me stuff because they love me. Please stop sending me stuff. I mean it. I love you. I mean that more than anything. I love you. Please stop sending me stuff. I don't want to know anymore. I don't have to know anymore. I know that I know enough to be in a healthy state with my son. I'm content. I'm happy. I pay attention to the signs. I listen to some of the talks. I use my judgment, rather my intuition, my guidance system. I have enough. Okay, I got enough of that. And then I get the 5G because I love a good conspiracy theory story. Man, God, I love it. And I will do that on my own when I start jonesing for it. And my jonesing for it is losing that as well. I know there's enough of the situation in the world that's going on to be real. Now, how much of that I started to explore, as we all should. We just find answers. So, exploring that, I started finding things that link to other things that link to other things. Well, this is really what's happening in the world situation right now. We thought it was this. We thought they were telling us this because now they're telling us this is because of that. And because that's why they've been doing this, to bring us to this point. I'm done with that now. It makes me, though it might be true, I don't feel good. I don't feel good in it anymore. I don't. Coronavirus connected to 5G and to this and that. Well, the coronavirus is real. But is it connected to 5G? That I don't know. It sounds very plausible. But the more I think about that, the more I'm lowering my vibration. Because that's not where I want to be. It can be, in fact, I live right next to my house. 500 feet from my house is a huge 5G tower. I'm sitting right next, 6 feet from my 5G router. I ain't got time to worry about this. And I'm not lowering my vibration anymore because of it. Because if I have a tower next to me and my router's right here, and there's literally nothing I can do about it, there is literally nothing I can do about it. Hi, Sherry. On YouTube, Sherry Wilst Murphy. Hi. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Lewis. So, what we can do is use the force all around you. There is a tower next to me. But guess what that tower is doing for me? Let's play a game. Let's play a game. Let's say this whole 5G thing and microwaving you, let's say it's true. Okay. Let's just say it's true. And so that it is true, I can sit and worry about it. Or I can use the force, Luke. It's all around you. I can use it. Why can't I use it? It's free energy. Is it not energy? Why is it so static? Don't I have the will to be the influencer of said energy? So if it's around me, and energy's around all of us all the time, and we all create and manipulate our lives, do we not? We call this manipulating because I can actually move it around. On what levels are we not operating to where we can grab the field of infinite potential and alter it? We are becoming true sorcerers, children of the light, the child of God coming into its lower G God self. I am no longer worrying about it. I respect it. Well, Keith, it sounds like you're hiding the fact that you're scared. I am not scared of plugging something into the outlet of my wall. I respect it. I don't want to get bit. Snakes are beautiful creatures. I'm not going to get bit. So what I can do is learn the laws and the principles that govern the order of it, at least on this level, and I begin to influence the field. Hello, Carl Lapperus. So when we begin to influence the field by influencing how we feel, oh my God, that was delicious. we begin to influence the field, the world, the potential altar, by how we feel when we alter ourselves. And we use things such as candles, pictures of loved ones, key for a baby, pictures of your favorite Lord, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, your grandmother, pictures of your children, your favorite flowers, and you put this bunch on your altar. And you do this with the intentions of becoming spherically clear. This is a particle of God, representing that which is pure, that which is clear, that which is crystal clear, that which is clarity itself. In fact, its clarity is what law and order actually looks like, divinely. Hi, Carol. So really, what everyone is becoming or would hope to is that. That's really what you want. Sounds like blasphemy, doesn't it? They thought the earth was flat and would kill you otherwise. So this is God. It's a beautiful possibility as I alter myself and use this as a meditation to say, this reminds me of what something so beautiful could be. The source of all creation. That which is pure. That which is spherical, because from the center of God, everything's expressed outward from the center of this pure crystal. Then we can expand the light, that which is inherent in all things. This is a molecule. This is an atom. This is a particle. This is a planet. This is a universe. That's the game. So how does this relate to 5G? It's all the stuff that is clouding the clarity. How do we escape the virus? We understand who we are by using the outside world to elevate us to other levels of being. 5G. I live by a tower. In fact, Swamiji gave me this bracelet for protection. Yellow for protection. I have yellow all over this. But I'm not just the fortunate one that got this bracelet, though it has his energy in it. He found this apartment. In fact, Kelly Bauman gave me a 3 or 4 card spread a few days before and said, it's going to happen at the last minute. You sure did. And it happened just like he said. So why would he place me with a 5G router 6 foot from me and a huge tower 500 feet away from me? So instead of me buying into the hype of it being real, even if it is real, if 5G, the conspiracy theory thing, coronavirus, now we got another thing. We had 5G, then we had corona. Now we're coming to find out that they're attached. For the sake of this example, I'm not saying they are. We're just playing a game here. And now we have a third component, which is the worry. And then the anger component, which is I am pissed off that these people are lying to me. Yeah, they saying it's the corona when it's not, and they're keeping us all isolated. This is all part of your problem. All part of my problem. All part of our collective problem. And we will never find the energy, nor the capacity, the intelligence, the want to become the altar. Creating an altar. Your life is an ambiance, is it not? It's either one of absolute joy or it's not. So we have to alter ourselves, and then we see everything around us as being set upon an altar. Exalted, in fact. And so we influence the field outside, or the entire field on any level, when we influence how we feel. We influence the field when we influence our feeling base. So what I can do in my situation, as I sit here, I feel the field simply. So I don't have to go as far even as to declare that, well, that's 5G. And I can feel the router. And I can feel some other subtle energies. That's still too much division for me. Saram Ajna. That's still divide. I'm dividing. We can use things to label them in categories. I understand all that. But not when it comes to an energetic feeling basis that you want to use the source of creation, which is omnipresent. In this time, it is required. The all of you is required in this period. So what we do is I feel the field, and I just take the energy and I spin it how I want. I am in a state of grace. So the field supports me in a pure consciousness state with pure consciousness, God, and I find myself in a place, in a space of grace. If God is omnipresent, there is no 5G tower that is trying to harm me. These are all ideas. Now, it does not mean I'm going to go build me a bed on top of this tower and sleep there every night. I understand the power in electrical current. I don't stick my hand into a socket. It's there for my use. The electrical current that comes out of my wall is there for my use. You put your finger in it, it'll kill you. Okay? So the 5G tower is electrical current on levels we don't understand. So what I have to do is to bring, or at least intend to bring, my vibration up to a different level of electrical current to be able to manipulate it. And you do that by altering yourself, but you can start altering yourself by creating an altar in your home. Make your home the altar itself of those things that influence you to be in a state of joy. It could be spiritual like mine. Again, nothing is not spiritual. You can create an altar in your house by decorating your kitchen because you love to cook. And you can't wait for it to be done because they're remodeling. And you can't wait to cook your first meal. And then you're pissed off because you burnt your first meal because you want it to come out so perfect for your celebration. Your kitchen is done though. You have been altered. All right? If you like bowling, get you some bowling stuff, or when they let you out. But you know what I'm saying? Just create your ambiance. That's the gig. It's about ambiance. This is how you alter yourself. By being altered. Kellen Ronaldo says Keys to the City will cut the line on the tower. Is anyone else experiencing on Facebook? I know June said earlier, is anyone else experiencing freezing? So everyone, again, please consider going to YouTube. If you do not have a YouTube account, look up Center of Light Radio. Create an account, look up Center of Light Radio. And or please just create an account. It's nothing. It would help me tremendously. Tonight, Center of Light, altar that which is sacred. Put that which is sacred on your altar. Pictures of your children, your grandchildren, both. Your deity, some flowers, a nice candle, a nice incense. Whatever it is that makes you feel like groovy. A friend of mine sent me a message today. Beth says she's experiencing it. Paige says she's not. It could be because I'm pushing a lot of juice, a lot of current. Everything is in 1920 high def. That could be a reason. Maybe. Thank you, June, for the beautiful idea. I want to see who's here. I love acknowledging people. A lot of us are going crazy. We can't get out of the house. Abby Lita, Kelly Lewis, Joe. What's up, Joe? Beth. Sana Rina Deshasha. Someone sent me a message today, and it's kind of like I answered it before I read it, before I'm going to read it. Kelly says she has feathers from her cockatiels and a kitty whisker from her kitty on her altar. I think that is wonderful. Someone sent me this message today. Boy, this social distancing and quarantine. But I shouldn't complain. I'm working from home. I have my pets by my side all day while I work. Yet my mind is not in a good place. I understand it. Truth keeps us always in expansion mode. If we don't, we just sit there, complacent in belief. So truth always wants to expand us. We have no choice in the matter anymore. Hello, Tamara. Hello, Clark Cotton. Robert Harris. So my friend was telling me today about the fact that we're in this social distancing quarantine. My mind is not in a good place because we got comfortable, basically. And I'm sure you know that. I don't sleep well because this quarantine and not knowing what the future will be for us. All is difficult to say, at least. At night, I feel this heaviness of the unusual quiet city. The everyday normal is not normal anymore. And patience for me is running thin. Not because of the isolation solely, but because I don't feel this is all really about one thing. I feel there is so much more. I believe that there is transparency and honesty behind it. I don't believe there's transparency and honesty behind this. It's too sinister, and my gut feels it. I feel someone is pulling the strings and pushing to see how far we can be manipulated in this situation. I absolutely 100% agree with that. Now, what can I do about it? Not from this point of view, until I truly power up. So I totally agree. Totally agree. But that's not really my fight. In fact, I'm getting out of the fight. I just announced a little earlier, I'm done. I'm done with conspiracy theory unless I'm just jonesing for a fixin'. And I want a little bit to feed my egoic mind that likes to play on the earth. I'm altering myself. I'm creating an altar in my ambiance. So the best way I can change that thing is by powering up. And I only can do that by using the power that's around me to up myself. So I will read the things I need to read to help me create a clarity on this operational level we call Earth. Other than that, my juice, my love juice is coming from the love nugget. I get it. I'm going to stay plugged into the cray-cray matrix so I can see. I want to know there's a big dog waiting behind a tree to lunge out at me and bite me on my ass. I want to know about that dog. So I'm going to stay plugged in with a pinky toe in the game. We all got pinky toes, right? Hi, Tamara. Can everyone hear everything okay? Music against my voice. I'm redirecting audio, current. Let me look on YouTubeage. Everybody just posting. I can see y'all just posting. Jeff, it's good to talk to you today, my bro. It was. So welcome to Center of Light. We're going to go into a small break. Tonight we're speaking about Center of Light altar. Altering yourself. I understand I have some resentment at the system. I have it. Hello, Linda. Paige says, it is great to be able to learn, study, and connect with family, friends, and my dear fur little dog. Is everyone hearing everything okay? Music versus my voice, just 1 or 2 exclamation points will be fine. So tonight we're speaking about Center of Light altar, that which is sacred. My dear friend Linda, she lives in church all the time. She's in her backyard, pulling weeds, planting flowers, doing things that this season allows and requires to have her attention, and she gives it her attention. She lives in church every day. And she feels joyful when she's in it. Don't get me wrong, she may have a day or two where she might want just not have to do it. But she's altering her experience. She's in this altered state by being in the grace of nature. Her ambiance is in this place. So when we all create our lives by being in forever ambiance, I'm learning on levels like all of us to not worry about a 5G tower. Swamiji gave me this apartment. He led me to it. I know he did. All the magic that happened in the move. My house, my truck was unloaded and into my apartment. I was going 45 minutes because I had to go do something at the MLGW utility service. I come back, the entire truck was unloaded. Everything, I live in the center of everything. And then everything's working. So with all this technology, I'm not going to damn the technology. God damn this technology. God bless this technology. So I can't do anything about it anyway, because the doing something about it puts me in the fact that I'm looking at all this dynamite power I'm sitting on as something detrimental and poisonous. So the best ploy I have is to use it as I lovingly, gracefully, blessedly use it every time I output this broadcast with that power 500 feet behind me. Huge cell phone tower. I mean, huge. Just huge. It's in all its majesty. So all I can do as I sit here is continue to pour out my heart, the part of me that desires to be altered by a particle of God. That which is clear. I effort, simplify towards clarity every day of my life. I'm doing it now. Again, if you want to raise your vibration in a time that needs your elevation, not only because of the world, that you need to up your game. You do that by being of service, because it's going to require you to elevate, to understand the energy movement that is elevating. And you will always be reflected yourself. Coronavirus, 5G, chemtrails. I understand the theories and the truths about and the realities of those components that affect our lives. And you become its altar because it alters you. I'm doing my best. It waits for no one. No one. Mother Nature. Not nice to fool Mother Nature, still says Robert Harrison. I get it. Now who's the fool / fools? It requires energy elevation. You do that by meditation. You do it by prayer. You do it by altering your house, altering yourself. Build an altar. Live in your altar. Live in your ambiance. And don't let anyone nor anything ever influence you otherwise. This is your king or queendom. Nobody wants to play in your court of the highest order nicely. Simply exit them. There's an experience in your life that does not resound in your Akashic Hall of life records. Shut the book. This, that. Play the game fairly. There's a virus out there. Be smart. Don't let it rule you. In fact, be done with it. Just be done with it. If I'm going to get sick, I'm going to get sick. But I'm going to play the game. You want to play the game. So you're in it to win it. Just play the game. Don't put so much importance on it. Well, Keith, you haven't had anyone. I have not. I have had people in my life die, period, just like those people who die of said illness. 2 years ago, people were dying of the flu. So I'm not trying to trivialize the importance of this. Requires unified intention by the global many. That's not what I'm doing. You lose someone, regardless of what it's about. So it really doesn't have any more importance than whoever your loved one who died 2 years ago in a car wreck. People die. People die. So what if we leave out all the effect that it has on me and just become conscious? 5G. I could go, oh my God, I got to spend $1,200 to get out of my apartment lease because there's a 5G tower behind me. So what I do, I sit in this chair and I feel the energy. Or I don't have to feel the energy. I'm in the energy consciously because I'm doing what I absolutely love, and what I love is hanging out with you in such a way. That's why being at home in quarantine is driving me bonkers. I want to kiss people on the face. I want to hug some dudes around the neck. I want to shake somebody's hand. So I use the God-given tools as tools, or at least to the best I can. I am removing myself from the poison, toxic matrix. I have habits. I enjoy my habits. I'm talking about the consciousness habits. It's a good place to start. Cut the tree off at the root versus trim every branch. I'll be right back. Center of Light. Tonight we're speaking about altar. That which is sacred to you should be your new lifestyle. And if it is already, turn up the fire. Alter yourself. Build an altar, the one with an A, and then alter yourself, the one with an E. I owe you some more love. I don't know if Cece's here. She wanted to hear Angel of Love by Lavender. So she's not here. I'm going to play you King's Trio. Why not? My famed band many years ago in Memphis, Tennessee. World-class players. Jeff Adams from Starship, Bill Marshall, Hank Williams Jr., Buddy Nimmons, phenomenal single guitar player. We had a vocal band, a powerful vocal band. It was all about the vocals. And then we added drums. We all need each other. This song is appropriate. We need each other. Unity is what it's all about. Lack of unity is why we're in our mess. Unity is our strength. Humanity is our life. When I get back, I'm going to read my prayer. I read these prayers every night. Hi, Fawn. Do you feel that energy? It's loving. It's powerful. It's loving. It really loves you. So much so, it's disturbing you. The truth is not a salve, band-aid, nor tincture. It wants you to have everything. And you will never get to the end of it. That's the magic. Infinity doesn't end. The bliss gets infinitely greater. But we got to start to walk. Got to start to walk. And the first step that we need to take in that journey together, listen to this, the infinite journey to nowhere. We are all on an infinite journey to absolutely nowhere. But here. And if you're not here, then you're there. So be here. And until then, you are not actually there yet. There's more work to do. It's a little play on words. We need each other. King's Trio. Check out the lyrics. Fantastic. Welcome back to Center of Light. Keith Anthony Blanchard here. Yanava, Yanava, Yanava. I want to open up with 2 prayers. Linda says, yay, King's Trio. Boy, that was powerful. Let me look at Jeff. Let me see if he's on YouTube. Jeff remembers those King's Trio days. He was there in the thick of it. What a great time of my life it was. Let me check something. One moment. Let's see. Yeah, everything got a little fuzzy. So I said, from now on, I'm going to read 2 prayers, 2 beautiful prayers. They will alter you. Tonight is Center of Light, altar, that which is sacred. What is sacred? That's the question. What is sacred to you? Your mom, your grandmother, your children, your grandchildren, Jesus, Buddha, statue, something beautiful someone gave you, a flower. You put this on this array, this platform, Center of Light platform. You're the center of your own life. You're the light of your life, should be. And you create this ambiance about yourself. And everywhere you go, in your kingdom or your queendom, no one can touch you. You don't like to play in my field the way I play in my field, just go hang out on your own throne. It's okay. Go live your life. It's cool. So what I'm saying is, it's about what we allow into our experience completely. There is no more time. What that means is this beautiful analogy I've been using all night. That's a particle of God. It's clear, crystal clear. The embodiment of clarity. So the only way this can hold shape, form, and or have meaning is that it embodies those very qualities as energy that comes from a source that we retrieve such information. In fact, to exist. What is that? It's beyond all understanding, because if we understood it, we would not find ourselves in such a quandary, now would we? But the eye is open and it's watching. Not only is it watching, it's giving us everything we want, conscious or not. So, to alter my state of being, I create an altar. This beautiful grace that's been given to me. And it alters me sitting by just simply sitting here. And so these beautiful prayers will alter you. You can recite them back if you like. Hello, Anjana. Jessica. One we are. We are all one. One family. Only one family. I, you, he, she, this, that, and all. We are all universal family. Whatever the religion may be, whatever the race may be, whatever the nation may be, whatever the language may be, we are all human beings. We are all human family. Let us unite in the name of humanity. Let us unite for peace and prosperity. Let us unite for ourselves and for all. Let us unite for our Mother Earth and for the universe. Unity makes us strong and peaceful. Unity brings us bliss and prosperity. If we unite, we can make miracles. If we unite, we can throw away poverty. If we unite, we can make the earth a heaven. If we unite, we can bring the Lord to the earth. Unity makes us unity is our strength. Humanity is our life. Again, I want to make it very clear. What is the Lord? You have to understand this. If you want to develop your spiritual muscles, your prowess, your balls, your boobs, you want to grow, whatever it is. If you want to expand into the next level, dear Lord, it is not going to wait on you. Hear me, because I love you. We live in tears. We experience in tears. We live beyond time. So I want to make it clear. Though I often talk about Swamiji Viswayogi as being the universal Lord, which he is. And what you are looking at right here is that. And it looks like a man wearing green garb and namaskar position with his prayer hands and all of his beautiful illumined glory. That's what you're looking at. But that's not all that's there. That's what God looks like as a man, an avatar. So we can learn what divinity walks, talks, acts, and behaves like. Likewise, we follow the leader or the leaders, those that shine the light. And like moths, we follow. But that's not what the Lord is. So what is the Lord? It's everything. It's the Lord, awakening the Lord on the earth. God is omnipresent. But the Lord does take form. See, because if we was to say Jesus is the Christ, only Jesus can possess it. But that's not what it is. The Christ became Jesus. Jesus became the Christ. It's a becoming of self. Crystal clear self. So the Lord is not confined, restricted to a body of a man who just happens to be a good dude. That's not what it is. So that Lord is making itself present in our life. Always has. But now it's beginning to push. And that crystal clear clarity will alter you by your own thoughts, words, deeds, beliefs, nonsense, beautiful ideas, prayers, all of it. It all happens. So what I would like to do is read you another perfect example that will alter you. You must want to live in such a state of graceful ambiance. Wow! I got to write that down. Somebody don't let me forget that. Living in a state of graceful ambiance. Hello, Deanie. Who else is here? Sanja. What are you up, Sanja? Good to see you. Man, it's been years. Idolist Bar. So, existing in a state of graceful ambiance. This prayer is exactly that. There's nothing wrong anywhere. It's your reaction to what we think is happening. The love of God enfolds me. The light of God surrounds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. That is living in an altered state of divine consciousness, provided you stay in that space as often as you possibly can. And when you do not, don't be hard on yourself. Love yourself. Oh my God, I was just reflected the opposite to remind me of what I need to do to get back to the garden. That space of clarity. That lyric I just read to you. This picture of Swamiji. Those things you put on your altar. Play in the garden. Create a garden. Crystal Huggins she's been working in some garden. She likes some gardening, something she has not been able to do. And to her, this lockdown is truly a blessing. She sends pictures every day of how she's creating this garden with these wooden things she got from Home Depot or she may have before. She's tilling the soil, putting mulch, and whatever she's doing, she's having a blast. Linda does the same thing. Many people are doing that, but Kelly does it, and she handles her beads, her jewelry making. Now we're being forced to take that time to do that. We're being forced. So in this forced unity, in this forced grace, I am no longer going to worry about coronavirus and cell phone towers. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to go put my bed up there next to that cell phone tower 500 feet away from me, nor am I going to go around and start licking railings at a grocery store or grocery carts. I'm going to play the game correctly and fairly. I'm going to participate because I am on Earth. But I'm going to move myself out of the nonsense. And I want to read you something from the Divine Principle. Paramahansa Yogananda. Godly man. Past. Beautiful story. When the earth becomes very heavy with disease and evil, evil is that which wants to cloud that which is pure. These etheric disturbances cause the world to give way to earthquakes, floods, and other natural disasters. The good and bad karmic conditions created by man, listen, remember these words. Remember these words. Hello, Roy. Sonia says, bless you, baby, for all you do. Hey, I miss you, girl. It's good to hear from you. Really, stick around if you can. I'm always doing this. Please join the tribe. When you're in the tribe, please often visit the tribe. We can use you. The good and bad karmic conditions, remember that, created by man, determine and influence the climate. They affect the wind and the ocean. Even the structure of the earth. You can alter reality. Sometimes causing earthquakes. All hatred, anger, the evil we send out to the world, and the agony and rebellion they cause, all these are disturbing the magnetic force of the earth like static in the ether. This came from my book, The Divine Principle, in 1996, maybe 97. This is one of the last transmissions of my dialogue with Yanava, God, Spirit, Creator, Jesus, Buddha, Source, that which represents all that means anything at all. Keith, this will be my final transmission in our book. But before I go, I shall leave you with a guide for you to follow so that you will be able to reach your destination. Sounds like we're going somewhere. It doesn't. We are, but we're not. We are on an infinite journey to nowhere. That's where we're going. Remember those words by Paramahansa Yogananda. I'll bring them up when it's purposeful. Spirit continues. All who seek divinity must live a life free from wanting. Even wanting things to be perfect. For that is the source and cause of spiritual bondage. As long as one is constantly wanting, one will only fall further away from the selflessness of grace. Remember I said what we should want is being in graceful ambiance. By constantly wanting, one will only fall farther away from the selfishness of grace and into the selfishness of ego. The ego mind is the cloth that veils consciousness. Your wants are its threads, but when you give up your constant state of wanting, the ego threads will fall away and the cloth will disappear, revealing your true nature. The pure, genuine self that is the soul. God realization will happen when you finally free yourself from the brain. The senses. All the senses. The mind, the wanter. Once you break out of your finite little prison of individuality, you will become conscious, enlightened, one with the cosmic power. Thus will you reach God. I'm looking for a something. I think it's here. Welcome to Center of Light. Kelly says, my dog is gassing me out. I'm going to run him out. I love you, Cray Cray. I'm looking for... Here's something I wrote yesterday that is applicable. Religion, who is right? Take religion out of it. This is your altar. Whatever it is. Boy, my stomach's hungry. That could be anything. Your altar can be anything. It literally can be anything. Let me put in some music. Let's see what we have. So Carmen Shasha, I can no longer use that beautiful piece of music that you like so much. I had a Facebook slap. Sure. I'll work around it. I'll find a way. Watch me. So back to this meme I wrote. I think it applies. This could be anything. Doing anything, religiously rather than religion. Politics, atheism, opinions about this or that. whatever it may be. Everyone does what they do and everyone thinks they are right. That is why they do it. So I guess what it comes down to is how aware is one to make the choice that will align them with the highest peace. That's the gig. There's never been any other way. That's the gig. Some just like to yammer on as a living testimony of ignorance and self-induced misery. But I am no different. I make this post because I think I am right. From this, no one can ever escape. But peace is my measurement stick. And that is what keeps me upright and balanced. What everyone is looking for is balance. I keep going back to this. It's so perfect. Everyone is looking for balance and will use any method of gladness, sadness, or method of madness to find how to do it, how to get it, to find it. One more from the Divine Principle, and then I'm going to chat with you beautiful people, take some questions or anything you want to bring forth. Again, this was not planned. This was from a previous broadcast, presentation, outputting. From the Divine Principle, listen to the common theme in this principle. This was from a presentation I did sometime recently in the past called Center of Light Yawn. Golden Dawn Awakening. Same thing. Your altar, that alters you. Religion, whatever it is you do. It is not the practices, props, and other superstitions everyone has been accustomed to when worshiping that will lift you up towards an exalted state of conscious unity. It is your sincerity. And believe it or not, as you develop your levels of spiritual mastery, you will no longer even need to pray. I don't have to pray. I'm living in a state of graceful ambiance. Your whole life is praying. You're in that space of prayer. You're the living testimony of what prayer looks like, walks, talks like, acts, and behaves like. A state of graceful ambiance. And I say, Spirit says you will no longer even need to pray, Keith. And I say, well, how can that possibly be? Spirit continues, up until now, you have had to depend on prayer because your own divine forces have been latent. However, when you have your own love power, you will have the will, Yah, to accomplish for yourselves what you have always called upon me to do. God. Continue to use these rituals that you're familiar with if they help you to fall deeper into a meditative state, that graceful ambiance. And if it helps you to stay humble, then by all means pray. Keith, I assure you that your need for these rituals will one day disappear, and that's happening right now. It's happening right now. Meanwhile, just continue to be sincere, for that is what will hasten the demise of your ego. That means, like I said earlier, be in a space of being of service. Being of service right now is what will lift your energy vibration to keep you in the game quite nicely. Service. It's the highest calling there is. And I say to Spirit, this must be a point, but can you tell me if there are benefits to being alive now rather than in earlier times? God says, yes, you have it much easier now. Those before you who sought enlightenment did not have one benefit that you have. The readily accessible collective power of the awakening many. That power properly channeled, there is no 5G for me. God wants me to die, I'm going to die, but I sure am goddamn here to be of service. Puts me in the game quite nicely. There's a 5G tower 500 feet behind me, and there's a 5G modem 5 foot in front of me. I'm here to be of service. Now, I volleyed the ball back to Spirit. Spirit volleys the ball back to me. I'll continue with this. This may be a point, but can you tell me why there have been benefits to being alive now rather than earlier times. Spirit says, yes, Keith, you have it much easier now. Those before you who sought enlightenment did not have the one benefit you have, the readily accessible collective power of the awakening many. That power properly channeled, 5G and all the other stuff that we all know about, properly channeled, that power properly channeled can propel you all right into the divine. Use the source, Luke, it's all around you. The ones who reached enlightenment long ago, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, all the old saints, had to overcome by themselves the pull of many dark forces, but they did it. Yes, great ones such as Moses, Buddha, Christ, Krishna, the list too long to name, lit the divine lamp of love to illuminate the path. Each time teachers such as these achieved an advanced state of omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. A potent burst of energy was released upon the earth strata. If you study scripture, you will see that it points to yet other divine comings, indicating that teachers of this magnitude have not yet finished visiting the earth. Hello, Celestine Hart. Says, I feel like there's a message that's been trying to get across to me, but I don't understand. Celeste, I'm going to give you clarity. And I want you find what it is I'm talking about, you will see that. Once you see that, this is the mind, or no mind rather, depends on the filters. But when you can see that, you will become absolutely aware of who you are as that. That is a language very few people know how to speak and or understand. I'm going to give you a gift. I love your question, because your question is full of that. It's full of fire. It's saying, I want to acquire something that brings me to an exalted state, a higher state, an altar. I want to alter myself to be placed at the feet, the lotus feet of the divine altar. I want it to alter me. That's what I hear you ask me. So what those words are that you volleyed to me, trust me when I tell you, they mean nothing. They mean nothing. And you may go, huh? They mean nothing. Close your eyes, dear. Just close your eyes. Take a breath to connect with the intent to connect. Close your eyes. Breathe in your divine parent. Say, are you present? And obviously the answer is going to be yes. Are you present with me? You hear yes? You are present with yourself. So when one is present with themselves, you understand. Because when you become aware of you, you've answered the question, even the one you posed. Because there is no question. Living in question keeps one grounded in not knowing. So to achieve a state of all-knowing doesn't require you to have to actively reach out to know a something. It requires one to become clear. And when one becomes clear, the answer simply becomes present. So there's not a something that you need to do, nor is there a message, except this message is probably the most important one, is to tell you, don't worry about finding this message of what am I supposed to do. I still live that way, and I understand the game of it. It does have a purpose until it bogs you down in mire. I feel that verses, feel that which is all around you, because in there is the answer, and therefore you will no longer pose question. From the divine principle, Spirit said, you will find the soul quality as you invest in your soul. No, you will find your soul quantity as you invest in soul quality. Because love is a quality. It is a quality. So you can open your eyes, dear. So my point for you, my love for you, we identify that which is in front of the I. I am, that which is in front of the purity, the clarity of God. We have been too busy identifying as this, the stuff. Because we always said God lives within, right? So within this, because this is me, within this is God. So because we're identifying with this, we can't see. That is simply us. We are children of God. So when we see that, and we see the noise, and we see the beauty, as the pure observer, we go, wow, I have influence. I have input. I can change. There's nothing to know. So if it's a guidance, Celestine, that you are seeking, it's to simply just be joyful. How do I do that? I can't tell you how to do that. You know what makes you joyful. Joy is evidence of the presence of God. Joy is evidence of the presence of God. Joy is evidence of the presence of God. Lavender Soul, one more song. Going to come right back. Take a short pause. I don't know if vessel mode's going to happen. It may. We'll see. Let me say hi to YouTube. All these beautiful, sexy human beings on YouTube. Junebug says, easy to find sometimes, but hard to stay in the peace. And that in the center, I get knocked off my square space. Right? I know. I just know the law, and it's not waiting on anyone. That train is starting to pick up momentum. Hi, Sherry. Sherry says, oh my God, that's what I'm doing. Sherry, thank you for joining me on YouTube. Jeff Toberman, I don't know if you're still here, brother. It's a 6 of watching. Everyone who's here, just say hi. I would like to see you, the biggest group I've had so far. Thank you for altering me with your grace, your graceful ambiance. You've affected me. That's altering. So create an altar in your life. Build an actual altar. Put things that are beautiful, powerful on it. Children, grandchildren, parents, flowers, Jesus, Buddha, statue, something someone gave you, whatever it is, with a nice little rug that you felt called to you when you went to Wally World or you went to Burlington or wherever it is you go to get those such knick-knack things. That could mean so much. Because when you walk by this altar, it will alter you because you have a feeling, my gosh, I just created something sacred. I created something sacred. Something sacred created me. Something very holy. Wholeness, that which is pure and whole, holy, created me. Maybe it's time I should start seeing myself as sacred. When you do, that will truly alter you. So the way I can share that with you in a beautiful song is by Lavender Soul. Perfect in every way. Let the love of God fall upon you. It's always been that way. Time to celebrate who you are. Perfect in every way. Lavender Soul.
choice to make, to promise yourself you'll celebrate. There's a time to trust, and a time to love, and a time to know who you are. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate who you are. Perfect in every plan to make, to promise yourself you'll celebrate. There's a time to love, and a time to trust, and a time to know you are loved. Time to know you are loved. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate what you are. It's time to celebrate who you are. It's time to celebrate that you are.
That's it. I'm having a moment. I'm having an absolute shift. I'm having a shift. Right now. I can't explain it. I don't dare. It's too sacred. I'm going to use poor words to describe it. I am having a shift. The song, spending time with you, what's happening in the world is actually contributing to it. This beautiful prayer, Swamiji, what he said in his presentation the other night about the virus, I don't see it that way anymore. He changed me. It's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. It's not what's happening. That's what's happening. What that means is, we wrote this song 13 years ago, recorded it. Let the love of God fall upon you. It's always been that way. Time to celebrate who you are, perfect in every way. As children of God, we are perfect. We are perfect little seed creators walking around creating everything. Collectively, the collective creation of all of us has gotten together and said, you don't like me so much, do you? Let the love of God fall upon you. Because it's all around. You're submersed in it. And listen to this beautiful prayer that I've been saying. The love of God enfolds me. It's everywhere. The light of God surrounds me. It's everywhere. The power of God protects me. There's nothing to worry about. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. There's nothing else. Swamiji, in his talk the other night, says, trust. No, Lavender Soul in the song says, there's a time to love and a time to trust and a time to know who you are. So let the love of God fall upon you. It's always been that way. Swamiji says confidence. So what it really is, what it truly is, to be in that space of altering not only yourself by the stuff that's happening in the world. If you want to play the game fairly, spiritually, this is your protection. What is the protection of all the nonsense in the world? One, affirm to yourself that there's nothing to be protected from. But the word is confidence. Check this out. It's not about going about the world, worrying about the situation. That's not what you are. That's not what's happening. What it is, it's about standing up, truly standing up and generating this feeling by using your will, your mind of clarity, of understanding by the song, this presentation and the prayer, and using your backbone to stand upright and erect. There is no other way. There is no other way. And even the candle falls on my forehead. Live in graceful ambiance. That's it. Walk like a peacock. Yes, be proud. Be proud of who you are, where you come from, all the knuckleheaded, stupid things you've done. It's time to celebrate who you are. You're perfect in every way. There's nothing that is wrong. Nothing. Never has been wrong. Life happens. I get it. You take care of earth business when it's time to take care of earth business. I always understood that in the form of a concept, but it fell. I felt it fall. I felt all of it. I felt the grace and the ambient space that I placed myself in gratefully this night hanging out with you beautiful, sexy human creatures. While my eyes are closed, good morning, good evening, good night, hello. From the depths of your own soul, a voice oozes its way into your experience. Why do you doubt that? It always shows up. So quick to judge. So quick to feel separate. Even so quick to separate. Simply be, and you will see. Then you will feel free. The energy is becoming very palpable, more so than any of you have ever known, even you empaths. You're in for a bumpy ride, dear ones, as far as the empaths go. A little more so than the others, but it is a gift. You have to stay structured very loosely, in a state of balance. But you will wobble more than the others, yes. Yes, you will wobble more than the others, but to your delight, if you recognize who you are in the wobble, the greater capacity you will feel, that of your own very light. You can do that now on this night if you try. It's time to look up, and you do that by looking inward, which brings you forward toward something on the infinite journey to nowhere. You're not going anywhere except further within yourself. And that further within yourself is going to continue to say hello. 5G, coronavirus, or let the love of God fall upon you. It's always been that way. Time to celebrate who you are. That's it. It's truly an attitude shift. Tonight is Center of Light Altar. That which is sacred. We will never understand what sacred is until we hold ourselves in such high regard. How can you write a check to someone if you don't have it in your account? How can we ever understand that which is sacred in the grandiose, majestic way, scheme of things, until we hold our very self with the same posture and attitude of trust. Do you think God doesn't trust? You think he has no whatever it is, has no confidence? It sits quiet and says, I'm the shit. I am it. And I love myself for it. In fact, I'm so full of myself, I can't contain it. It's omnipresent. It says, here. So we identify with the here of it all, and then we stay there, but we never come back here. So here, what I'm offering to you, if you're not here, then you're there. And if you're not here, you're never going to be there just yet. You're not going anywhere. You're on an infinite journey to absolutely nowhere. When you get that, which I had an expansion a moment ago, I got a glimpse. When we get that, you get all of it. All of it. Happy quarantine. Why not? What else you got to do? You ain't going to work. You ain't going to play. Do your thing, man. This is your time. Do your thing. Pull out your thing. Show people your thing. Put your thing in people's face when they let us out. Let the love of God fall upon you. It's always been that way. Time to celebrate who you are. I'll see you another day.